Hello YouTube. This is Uber Sock Monkey here. I'm going to be doing a tour of my Minecraft world today. I'm calling it my Minecraft Forever world, in quotes, because it's only been around for about a year, but yeah. So I'm just gonna be showing around the world. Got some cool stuff here. I've just been playing an obscene amount of Minecraft in the past couple months, because I haven't been able to find a job. All of my applications have been getting rejected, so yeah, it's like a combination of that and the fact that I just started taking Adderall has just been making me super engrossed in Minecraft. But yeah, I sort of want to put a break on it, so like I'm just making this video to sort of showcase what I've done and sort of give myself a sense of closure so I can move on to other creative projects instead of just spending all my time playing Minecraft. Yeah, but yeah, I guess I'll just sort of get into it. So this whole area is based around where I first spawned and first started building. This building right here is sort of the first house that I built in the world, and I've sort of like added on a bunch of random stuff to it. But yeah, like this whole little area is called Yak Junction. Yeah, as you can see, it's a little over a year old now, but yeah, I'm trying to do like a little bit of world building, and so this word yak here is like I don't know, a linguistic motif throughout place names in the world. But so we have this little house area. It's my bed, and I do my potion brewing in here, and yeah, this is part of like the world building. I'm like writing a couple books about like the lore of the world, and here's one of my cats, Jethrick, and the dogs are out in the back here. Yeah, and here's a little courtyard area, and I suppose something else I want to do is I just sort of want to talk about my like philosophy of building in Minecraft, and something that I really have liked doing, and like sort of the goal of my building is just creating like a dense network of interconnected pathways, so you can just I can just create like these environments that I can just run around in, and I can get from one place to another in any number of ways. But so yeah, I've got all these different pathways around the base. Yeah, so there's this fountain here, and then we got this bee farm here, and technically you can just have the fires always on, but I like having this switch here that I made where it'll extinguish and reignite all the fires. Because having the sound of the fires always crackling is kind of annoying. Yeah. And I think I'll sort of talk about this structure on this. So this is like, I built this soon after I built the first part of the house. It's just an enchantment table here, and then it leads up to here, and there's this little pathway that goes around this larger structure, which this whole large structure doesn't necessarily have any point. I just sort of started building it one day, and yeah, it's just like this thing. Like, I sort of have like this idea, like maybe it's a place where I'm gonna showcase all the different pottery fragments, but this space is kind of small, but then there's this space up here. Maybe I can put it up here, and there's this space up here, and I suppose this sort of gets into another element of like my thought on building and what my goals are with building in Minecraft. Is like, I really like to have like for a lot of verticality to what I'm building, and so like I want to have like, there's the main level on the ground, and then there are different like levels, like there's that pathway there that's above the ground, and then there will be this area here, and maybe someday I'll build something big up here, and then on top of that, which this thing is my first mob grinder that I built. It's just a general mob grinder with the trapdoors where they'll wander into the water streams, and there are my sheep and cows and stuff. But yeah, it's pretty good because I've done a decent job lighting up the caves beneath my base. But yeah, and then I have to put some work into these paths around this area too. Yeah, and this area I like a lot. It's a little temple-y kind of thing, but it connects to the stables here. Got horses, and I got Campbell's too. And there's a donkey in there too, I think. Yeah, right there. I had a mule, but I took it to a different base. But yeah, and then there are these statues here that I designed, which I really like. It looks kind of like Atlas or something. And then I'll get into this area down here, but I'm just gonna go sleep first. Well, I'll point out this elevator too, and like again, there's like a space on top of this temple-y thing that someday I'll build something on. Yeah. Phew. And so down here, this sort of gets into another element of my building, which is I'm trying to like not do too much like transformation of the terrain, and so this whole building area down there to over here was originally a ravine, and so I just sort of like built along the walls of this ravine. And so this is like sort of ruined area, and then there's bamboo for some reason, I guess. But yeah, there are all these different side rooms and stuff. We'll get to that area later. Up there's a sniffer farm. We'll get to that. And then some pandas here. Yeah, I flew them here from the jungle, and I got the brown panda, which is pretty rare. I had to like make like hundreds of freaking pandas though, so there were like so many pandas. I had to kill a bunch of them because they were lagging my world so much. But yeah, this area kind of uses a lot of andesite, but I think like sort of the depth that I put into the walls kind of breaks it up a little bit. And it's raining. Okay. But yeah, then go up here. It's a water elevator. It goes all the way to the top. Oh, and there's a zombie up there with diamond armor that I trapped. I mean, I gave him the diamond armor. He didn't spawn with it. Yeah, and then going down this hallway gets into the sniffer farm, and there's a minecart that goes beneath here that picks up the seeds that they dig up. Yeah. And then there's this random underground area. And this hallway will be something eventually, too. I'm not sure what, though. Oops. And then there's this sort of jungly underground cavern area, and sort of started messing around with some texturing of the blocks here. And that's kind of interesting, but obviously it takes a bit more consideration. Stupid Enderman. Yeah, and it goes into this cave area. Put the different ores in the walls. And this gets into sort of like my underground area. So like I mentioned with the verticality thing, like I've got the top area, sort of the ground level, and then I'm doing a lot of work in the underground area. And I think that honestly that's kind of what's causing me to burn out so much, because I just have to do so much digging to do stuff down here. But I mean, it kind of helps that there was like a really big cave here that had a lot of empty space for me to dig into. But yeah, so this is this building here is my villager trading hall. There's a lot of different ways to go around it. But there's also over here the collection area for my creeper farm. I'll show the top side of it later, but yeah, the creepers fall down here, and the gunpowder gets shot through this tube and, of course, gets collected in here. So, yeah, it's just nice to have a lot of gunpowder because mining netherite is way easier when you can have a ton of TNT. Yeah, but these are all my librarians. Yeah, there's a lot of them. And then down here I have blacksmiths and alchemists, and there's more around the corner. And down here are masons and shepherds. Yeah, and there's a breeding area up there that I'll get rid of eventually. And there's tons of slimes down here because I have almost all the caves lit up. So the only mobs that are able to spawn are either in my mob farm or slimes down here. And so it's pretty annoying. But this is the most recent thing I built, sort of, I guess, conjoining the villager hall here. It's kind of like a staircase plus elevator thing, but I think it's really fun because I use the wind charges. So you drop down here and then you get launched up. And you get launched up here into my storage room, which I'll talk about in a moment. But yeah, you land right down here on the slime block, so you can do it even if you don't have feather falling. Yeah. But back up to the storage room. I think this is honestly one of my favorite things I've built in this world. I just really like the block palette I chose. I like the mycelium on the floor, and I think it's just really important to have a nice storage room, because I mean it's one of the places that you're going to be spending the most time in between your projects and different adventures and stuff. But yeah, so I've got this area down here which is just normal storage where there's a little bit of everything. Got my diamonds here. But yeah, so you sort of have everything here in reach, and then up here there's more bulk storage for everything that you get extra of. And I don't really have anything like specifically like assigned, so that I can just sort of like as I get more of some random block, I can just put it in different chests. But here's a map of my base. Yeah, I don't know, pretty cool. And then here's a map of a larger map of the world, but with sort of the main two locations that I've built in. And so this is Yak Junction, and then there's the Ile de Yag. Yeah, so that's pretty fun. So I suppose... Oh, and there's this little pond, sort of gravelly area. Man, there's a lot of stuff. I'm sort of indecisive about like what steps I should tackle it in, but there's this little thing right here. yeah. And then, like I said earlier, I was sort of like trying stuff out with texturing, and so I sort of did that with this roof on this castle kind of thing. And there's this whole area over here that I've sort of put a little bit of effort into. But I think the main problem with this area is just I don't know like how I'm sort of gonna make it meet up into the mountain and this whole thing, so I've sort of avoided developing it any further. Yeah. I'll go to sleep here. Anyways, yeah, I suppose I'll just sort of like make a note on this whole thing because it's kind of an atrocity. Like, so as you might be able to tell, this whole area was sort of like a canal I shaped from a river, but I drained it all out because I wanted to like make it deeper, and I wanted it to be a little fancier than just being made out of cobblestone. But I didn't actually really have any plan for how I was gonna replace it, and I haven't come up with anything, so I just sort of have just like a giant gash in the earth. So it might have been a little more prudent of me to hold off on like destroying it until I had plans on what to replace it with, but eventually I'll do something. Yeah. And I mean, like, that's kind of a theme, I guess, because, like, I destroyed this whole village and I put them all in this house because, I mean, I want to, like, replace it with my own thing, but again, I didn't really have any plan as to what specifically I was going to replace it with. Yeah. And so I guess I'll talk about this thing. There's this elevator here you can take, and it's a minecart, but I'm not gonna get in. I'm not gonna ride it right now because it's kind of loud. The minecarts are kind of loud, and also they just don't really go anywhere at this point. Like there is a double mob spawner like right below here that I'll make something out of at some point. Well, just a double mob spawner farm thing. There's a zombie spawner right there and a skeleton spawner here, so that's pretty good. And then going the other way on the track goes through this tunnel over to this area, and this area is kind of nice, I guess. There's an abandoned village here, which is pretty rare, and there's it's pretty interesting. There's like one right here, and there's one like right over in that direction, a couple of 100 blocks, which is pretty rare because I think only like 1 out of 50 villages is an abandoned village. And so now I'll talk about this big circly kind of area. And so there's another one of those Atlas statue things. yeah, I just really like the design I made, so decided to use it again. But this is the Garden of Slimy Spindles, the vernal pride of Yak Junction. And so I guess, yeah, this again is just sort of like part of the world building that I'm trying to do. Yeah, I don't really feel like reading all of that, but if you wanna pause the video, I guess you can do that. So there's the creeper farm. I used tinted glass so it wouldn't have a roof that hangs out for like a million blocks. And then you can also just see the creepers falling down into the collection area. And I suppose like these jungle trees are supposed to be the slimy spindles, because I mean the vines sort of look like weird slime in this texture pack. At least from a distance, they look kind of like snotty slime. And there's this hole down here, which connects to the underground area. And there's this beacon down here. But, yeah. Oh crap. I'm gonna go get more fireworks. Yeah. So, anyways, over here is sort of like, the actual garden-y area. I've got like these holes where the jungle trees poke through, and I put hidden lighting under the trees by putting the azalea bushes around the base of the tree, so, and then the glowstone shines through here. And then there's the storage area over here, bedroom, just, you know, because it's a bedroom, obviously. And there's a glow lichen farm, because that's another aspect of the lighting in this area is I put the glow lichen on the ceiling because it kind of blends in with the pale oak leaves. Yeah, and then there's this bathhouse kind of thing over here, and it overlooks the pit. Nothing written in there. Yeah, but I think that is pretty much everything in this general area. The other sort of main area that I built in is I have this area down in the I have an ice tunnel too in the nether. Yeah, don't really have a pretty nether hub or anything yet, but if I go down this way, and then that way is sort of just where I get my ice, and then further down that way is the desert where I mine my sand. But yeah, it's pretty to just this island. There's a flower forest on this island, and so that's pretty nice. But yeah, just got this little base here with lots of plants and this bee park area. Yeah, so over here, there's a jukebox, and got my storage room here. And here's a map of the island and bed. But the reason why I built on this island is because it's just above a stronghold. And so this is where I go to the end, but I don't really have anything built in the end. But I have defeated the dragon. And I've got, obviously I have elytra and stuff. Yeah. So that's pretty much everything. There's a lot of work, a lot of stuff that I've done, a lot of stuff that I need to finish, but yeah, honestly, I've just played so much Minecraft this summer, and I just wanted to make this video to sort of show off what I've done in this world, and just so I can like move on from it, cause yeah, there's just so many better things I could be doing. Although I do love Minecraft a lot. Yeah. Hello, guy. Yeah. But if anybody's curious, I might upload a world download for this to a Google Drive or something. But yeah, there's a pig. Hello, guy. Yeah, anyways. Whoa. Oh my gosh. Yeah, anyways. If you liked the video, leave a like. Or not. I don't really care about that. I'm not trying to like be successful with this video or something. I'm just trying to show off my Minecraft worlds. I don't know. But yeah. Have a good day, guys. See you later.